With a brand new Assassin's Creed recently released, I decided, hey, why not take a look back in time and compare and contrast, and let's see actually what is the best Assassin's Creed game out currently. I'm Mystery Mr. R with the Gamer's Little Playground, and I'm here to rank the Assassin's Creed games from worst to best. Number 12. Now this is going to be kind of a weird one, but Assassin's Creed 1. Now I don't believe Assassin's Creed 1 is the worst Assassin's Creed game by any means. Why not start this list off with what started this entire franchise to begin with? Assassin's Creed 1. Now, amazingly, Assassin's Creed 1 still somewhat holds up to this very day with the help of mods on PC, helping with frame rate and graphical issues. When we break down Assassin's Creed 1, we get a decent game, an alright action stealth puzzler, the amazing story building of Ubisoft back in 2007. Originally going to be another Prince of Persia called Prince of Persia Assassins, they decided to take this and turn it into its own franchise. Assassin's Creed was definitely an amazing game for its time, but nowadays definitely doesn't hold up in comparison to all the latest Assassin's Creed. Besides it, I'm gonna give it its praise and its respect because Assassin's Creed is amazing. There's 12 games in the series, I just have to put something in last, and honestly, I can't wholeheartedly say any Assassin's Creed past 1 in the mainline series is actually worse. I still do enjoy Assassin's Creed 1 for its story building and its groundbreaking achievements. Moving on to number 11, Assassin's Creed Revelations, the final ending to the Ezio trilogy. I honestly think this game has to be the worst Assassin's Creed game besides Assassin's Creed 1. I enjoyed the game and I loved how Ezio got to meet Altair, but this ending to Ezio's story just feels like they're just passing this on and they're just leaving Ezio behind. Honestly, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. Ezio was a great character. Till this day, we always want him to come back or have some type of Easter egg or have him in the background or anything like that, just because we want to see him again. They did add a few cool things like the hook blade and the ability to throw bombs around, but honestly, I think it was just alright. It was just more of the same. It was Assassin's Creed. There was nothing much to really change. The parkour was the same, they just added a hook blade. The combat was pretty much the same. They did change the tool system where you could open up different tools and have them on different slots and stuff like that, which was really cool. And I really did enjoy the story, but the way it just ended, it just felt like, hey, you know, Ezio is just gonna go away now. We're just gonna put him in a vault and we're just gonna move on to other things. And that's pretty much what it was. Ezio didn't get a heroic death. He pretty much was just the letter boy. He just sent the news to Desmond and then died. That was just about it. And it's really disappointing because I really wanted to see Ezio in a way better fashion. We did get to see Ezio actually live out a better life, but that was just a movie spinoff, so it doesn't really count knowing, hey, Ezio does actually get a better ending, but in this game, we don't know that. We don't get to see it. Instead, you have to watch a movie to figure it out. As good as the little short film was, it just wasn't enough. So that's why I have to put Assassin's Creed Revelations at number 11. Number 10, Assassin's Creed Rogue. It gave you a new perception of the entire series, looking through the eyes of a Templar. And honestly, I thought it was really nice. Being a spin-off of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, it had the same type of parkour, had the same type of fighting. The only thing is, it was kind of short. They decided to give it like the little end of the stick because this was going to be the PS3 game, while the PS4 game was going to be Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Rogue was just like left on a string to hang, and it was just a lot of disappointment, man. Shay Patrick Cormac's actually a really good character. Yeah, his voice is a little annoying. It was really nice. It was nice to see the Templar point of view pretty much in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, he just got treated like crap, even though he didn't deserve it. He was a sweet guy. He just ended up, you know, trying to find a way for himself. Assassin's Creed Rogue definitely isn't a bad game, but it could have been treated a lot more, and I know there's just a lot more potential for Shay, and I know there was a lot more potential to show and talk about the Templar storyline. I feel like Ubisoft could definitely go back and, you know, add more to Shay's story, you know, talk about what happened after he killed Arno's dad. You know, there's a lot more to build on this guy. They just treated him wrong, man, and it just suffers from it. You know, Assassin's Creed Rogue could easily be like a top 5 if they put more love into it. Or if there was Assassin's Creed Rogue 2, I definitely would love to see that, especially in the new gen. Assassin's Creed Rogue was the last PS3 game, and then you can have Assassin's Creed Rogue 2. You know, it'd be a nice spin-off. You get to see Shay and the new graphics engine. You get to use the new type of the new gameplay that they're going with. It'd just be really nice. Ubisoft is going a whole different route when it comes to Assassin's Creed, making it more about being an RPG with, you know, character building and stats and skill trees. So I doubt we're ever gonna see Shay ever again, which is really disappointing because there was so much this character had to offer, and Ubisoft just pretty much wasted away. So number 10 has to be Assassin's Creed Rogue, unfortunately. Number 9, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now, Assassin's Creed Syndicate was actually really nice. I enjoyed Assassin's Creed Syndicate. For the time when it came out, everybody was like, who are these Fry twins? You know, they're just a bunch of rowdy kids. And honestly, I think that gives them a little bit of charm, how, you know, the past Assassins have been, you know, more mature, or they ended up maturing, you know, from Ezio being a spoiled Florence brat to becoming a grand master, to playing as Altair being brash and doing stuff that was way out of line, to becoming a humbled, you know, OG when it comes to being an assassin. You know, to see these new kids on the block talking about, hey, you want to go do this because it'd be fun, and just wearing the Assassin's Creed name on their shoulder. You know, it's pretty different, and it's pretty interesting. You know, now that I look back and play the game, I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the grapple hook, as it did make parkour a little, you know, not as important, but still it was just amazing. It felt like Batman climbing the London Towers. It was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed Syndicate. I liked how it was split between, you know, Evie being the stealthy and Jacob being the loud, but honestly, I feel like you could have mixed either one and just had them do their own thing. It was still an enjoyable game. Honestly, I really enjoyed it. I just wish Assassin's Creed Syndicate had more to do when it comes to multiplayer, because the past had multiplayer between the PvP of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations, to having the co-op and Unity, to not having anything in Syndicate. So it felt like it was just missing out. It was really nice. It was enjoyable. I liked the customization, but Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I don't know, it just doesn't compare to the other Assassin's Creed games on this list. 8, Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, what really makes Assassin's Creed Unity this high on the list? I know they did terrible at launch. It was ugly, disgusting, and it felt like a beta. But all these years later, after all these patches, honestly, Assassin's Creed Unity is very passable when it comes to an online game. It's really enjoyable, but what makes this so high is actually the environment. You know, the French Revolution is an important part of just world history altogether. The French Revolution was a change for a lot of stuff in real life. So to go through this in video game form, it's amazing to see the slums. You see the rich people try and ignore all the revolution stuff that's going on, yet the revolution is just constantly marching towards the Queen and the King of France, and it's just so awesome. Arno as a person, he's really interesting. He's kind of a simp, honestly. Arno is a pretty big simp for old girl. I don't even remember her name, but he was simping, man. He was like, "Ooh, girl, what's your name?" I'm trying to, like, it's kind of embarrassing, honestly. But I think Assassin's Creed Unity does great. I think Assassin's Creed Unity is a great stepping stone for their co-op multiplayer, and I honestly wish they brought it back. You know, they dipped their toes with the co-op multiplayer and just had these missions and had some free roam. But honestly, they could have did a lot more with it, and I really hope Ubisoft one day is just like, we are going to make an online Assassin's Creed focused game. Until that day happens, you know, I feel like Assassin's Creed Unity is like all we're going to get for co-op. Until they say, hey, we're going to make an actual online co-op Assassin's Creed game, this is all we're going to get. And honestly, I'll take it. It's all right. I wish it did a lot more, but really, it's just okay. The co-op is really nice, and it just leaves you wanting more, honestly. Assassin's Creed Unity to this day is still a really good Assassin's Creed game. The parkour is amazing. The customization is nice. It just gives you so much, and you just wish you had a little bit. You just wish there was a little bit more, and that's the only reason why it's not in the top 5 position. If they put more love into Assassin's Creed Unity and then just rush it out the gate, guarantee this game would be top 5. Hell, maybe even top 3 of Assassin's Creed. And I know that's kind of pushing it, but really I could see that potential in Unity and another version to come out. Like if they made a PS5 heavily focused in co-op, Assassin's Creed Unity 2 would definitely be amazing. On to number 7, the latest Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Now you can actually go watch my half-ass review of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and I still stick to my opinion to this day that Assassin's Creed Valhalla is not really an Assassin's Creed game. It's more of a Viking game. But honestly, that Viking game is still pretty fun. It's still pretty fun, honestly. It's alright. You know, it's not as, out of all the latest Assassin's Creed games like Origins and Odyssey, Valhalla is simply the weakest one, but the story is definitely there. The combat is there. It's missing out on something. The open world is too open. All these trees and stuff. The North mythology is there. It's pretty cool, but it's just, I don't know. Until this day, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is missing something, and I just can't put my finger on what it is that it's missing. I wish I knew, but for the life of me, I don't know what Assassin's Creed Valhalla is missing. And for that, I'm just gonna have to rank it this low. Like, I want to make it higher, and I feel like it could be higher, but Ubisoft really has to go back and look at the drawing board, because it doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed anymore. It just feels like Assassin's Creed is an afterthought, and whatever they want to do and wherever they want to put it is the forefront. So unfortunately, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is definitely, out of all the new Assassin's Creed, it's definitely the least fun in my opinion. On to number 6, Assassin's Creed 3. Now, Assassin's Creed 3 was a great turn. They added naval combat, and it was really, really good. And I, like, till this day, I have nothing really bad to say about Assassin's Creed 3. The only thing that keeps Assassin's Creed 3 from being any higher is what they did to Desmond. What they did with the modern, this was the start where the modern Assassin's Creed just literally just went out the window. It started doing a Michael Bay, and till this day, it's like Ubisoft doesn't know what they want to do after killing off Desmond. Like, after they killed Desmond, they were just like, okay, what do we do now? And they were just shuffling around trying to figure out what to do. And at this point, I think the modern Assassin's Creed just needs a reboot. Assassin's Creed 3 on its own definitely isn't bad. The modern sections where you actually go around as Desmond, like through the MMA area, definitely a highlight of game. It's not bad. The only thing is, it's just the story. When it comes down to the story, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. So honestly, Assassin's Creed 3 was really the beginning of the end when it comes to Assassin's Creed as a brand, because they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Now, here we are at the top 5. And number 5, it's going to be controversial, but hear me out. Assassin's Creed 2. Now, I know even my good friend Mike, he loves Assassin's Creed 2. It is his favorite Assassin's Creed. But honestly, man, if you take off your rose-tinted goggles, Assassin's Creed 2 is just not there. Assassin's Creed 2 is amazing. Ezio was great. But if you look at it now compared to the latest Assassin's Creed, even with the Assassin's Creed remake or update, whatever they decided to call it, the graphics weren't even any much better. The graphics are bad and the gameplay is alright. You know, I don't want to make it sound like I'm shitting on Assassin's Creed 2 by any means. Like, Ezio is my favorite Assassin's character. Like, he is my favorite Assassin's character. But, you know, when push comes to shove, Assassin's Creed 2, it was a great second game. The only reason why Assassin's Creed 2 is top 5 is because it's such a great sequel. You know, you go from Assassin's Creed 1 where it seemed like it was a lot of come here, do all these mini missions, kill the main guy, go to a new area, kill a couple guys, unlock some stuff. And it was just repetitive doing the same thing. In Assassin's Creed 2, they said, okay, we're going to actually make the character lovable. We're going to make the story great. And we're just going to add more stuff to make it cool. We're going to add double hidden blades. And we're going to add poison. We're basically going to just, you know, put the works on it. And that's why Assassin's Creed 2 is top 5. Because they put so much love and so much effort into making a sequel. And ever since that sequel, Assassin's Creed 2 came out, now look, we have 12 games in the main series. Assassin's Creed is what it is because of Assassin's Creed 2. You would not have people dressing up as assassins for Halloween if it wasn't for Assassin's Creed 2 and what it did. So I will say that Assassin's Creed 2 is amazing, but it is not the best Assassin's Creed by any means. It is just a great Assassin's Creed game. Number 4, Assassin's Creed Origins, the first of the new school modern RPG Assassin's Creed. Now, I didn't play much of Origins, but what I have played has been actually really good. I enjoyed it, and I respect that Assassin's Creed decided to do something new. And literally, this is new. This is different, and yet it still feels like Assassin's Creed. It is the origin, and you just know Ubisoft is super, super proud of Assassin's Creed Origins because Bayek is literally like trying to like force replace Ezio in all the modern games. When it comes down to Uplay for Watch Dogs, when it comes down to Uplay for Assassin's Creed, all the bonus DLC costumes are Bayek or Bayek inspired or Odyssey inspired or Origins inspired. Really, Ubisoft is trying to just get rid of Ezio and his time of fame just to try and, you know, force feed the, hey, this is now Assassin's Creed. And honestly, as much as it hurts for them to see them try and get rid of Ezio, Bayek himself is not a bad character. He is really enjoyable. He's done a lot for the series, and he's the one that started killing gods. Egypt looks amazing, and it's just super good. It's a super great game, and it's the start of the new school Assassin's Creed. Definitely wasn't a bad one. So Assassin's Creed Origins definitely got to put on number 4. Number 3, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. My first big step into the new school Assassin's Creed, and I loved it. I loved Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Honestly, this game was amazing. I love how it's still Assassin's Creed. Even though you couldn't really do much in the modern setting, it still seemed like, hey, they're trying to do something here, and I'm definitely was all for it. I was like, okay, you know, it was my first, you know, jump back into Assassin's Creed. I took a really big break from the Assassin's Creed series, just through life in general, but coming back and playing Odyssey, I definitely enjoyed my time in Greece. I love how you could change the factions from Roman to Greece, even though it didn't really change much and you could just flip-flop at any time. Nobody really treated you with any more respect. I love how there was multiple endings. There's nothing I can really say. Like, if you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you know it's good. Like, the different abilities, the assassin ability, the warrior ability, the ability to put fire on your weapons, put poison, the wanted system when it comes to bounty hunters trying to get you. You kill the bounty hunters and you freaking get higher into the wanted level, and it's oh my god, you get so much cool loot. And even if the loot looks ugly, you can put a different skin on the loot to make it look cool. You can customize your character to look any type of way. You can take all these costumes and you can save them. And honestly, Assassin's Creed Odyssey deserves top 3 status. It is amazing, and I loved it. Like, honestly, there's not much I can say about Assassin's Creed Odyssey in a negative light. Like, when I sit and I think about it, what didn't I like about Assassin's Creed Odyssey? And honestly, I can't really think of anything that I didn't like about the game. Everybody's gonna have their own opinion, but in my opinion, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is one of the best Assassin's Creed games that they ever came out with. It still felt like Assassin's Creed. I don't know, it's like a power trip. I loved it. Anyways, that's enough about me talking about how good Assassin's Creed Odyssey is. Number 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, the second story in Ezio's chapter. Now, what I really love about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, besides Ezio being awesome, besides the story being good, besides the customization, besides you getting other assassins that can help you out in the middle of combat, have them assassinate other people, hell, having them instant arrow shot and insta kill everybody in the vicinity that's an enemy. Besides all that, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood had one thing that really like changed the game for me personally: the multiplayer, the PvP. Playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood online was amazing. I love playing Wolfpack. I love playing Manhunt. I love the different environment. The different abilities. You got morph, speed boost, disguise, decoy. Oh my god, dude! I used to play this game every day after school. After school, I'd get online, play Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Even at max rank, it was still enjoyable, man. I used to use morph whenever I was on defense and Wolfpack and just wait. And I know when an enemy assassin was near, I just look at the way they walk. Some people don't even walk. They like run around or they jump from building to building. You turn one of the NPCs into a to look like a decoy and they just run away, and then the person goes and kills the decoy and you just walk up and punch them in the face, and then their teammate tries to kill you, so you throw down a smoke bomb so they miss, and then you punch them in the face. And you can even do a loop with another person, just keep punching and getting your points up. Oh my god, dude, I could talk about Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer for hours on end. It was so good, and I honestly would just get a gaming PC just to rejoin the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood multiplayer. Like, if I could go back in time and play AC Brotherhood multiplayer on PS3, oh, the memories, man. And it's not just rose tinted glasses, because it was actually good. Because in comparison, Assassin's Creed Revelations did the same thing, except it wasn't as good. I feel like they just added stuff to try and make it look cool. They added the whole, we're gonna make you emblems and stuff like that. All the extra animations and stuff whenever you lose or you win. It was just, yeah, it was unnecessary, man. Honestly, look, this is just gonna be my opinion. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was honestly my favorite Assassin's Creed until I played number 1, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Man, this game here, boy. If Assassin's Creed Black Flag is not in your top 3, I don't know if you could call yourself an Assassin's Creed fan. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, man. You want to talk about good games? You want to talk about great game? You want to talk about one of the greatest games ever made? Look, man, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, hands down, until they make another Assassin's Creed game better than this, has to be number 1. Okay, let me just list off some of the things that I liked about it. It's the modern setting. Having you work in the Abstergo office gave you like a little glimpse of what it's like to be an agent of Abstergo. You see the little sneaking around, getting your clearance level up so you can sneak more into the vicinity, give more information to Rebecca that's downstairs serving cotton candy. Like, come on now, that's pretty cool. Another thing that I liked about it, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag's story. Captain Kenway is one of the most badass characters you could ask for. Starting off as a lazy, good-for-nothing pirate, he turned into a pretty cool, awesome pirate. And then turned into an assassin, and then, oh man, dude, gave birth to a Templar? Like, oh my god, dude, Assassin's Creed 3 was just a sequel to Assassin's Creed 4. Like, that's crazy. As much as I love Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, I can't lie, Assassin's Creed 4's combat is way better. The introduction to the whole dart system, where you just aim the dart and you shoot it and watch them go crazy. You got 2 swords, you don't even need hidden blades, but you can use a hidden blade. You got hella guns. You got the naval combat with the different type of upgrades you can do for your ship, like the homesteads. everything. Like, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was amazing. Sail your ship around the different islands, the customization, the clothing, the satchels, the hunting, everything from Assassin's Creed 3 was in 4, except they added a lot more and made it better. The story was there. The fun was there. Like, and when it comes down to it, these are video games and you want them to be fun. Dude, Assassin's Creed Black Flag is one of the most fun games I've ever played, period. I could go back and play Assassin's Creed 4 right now. I would rebuy it if I had to, just to play it right now, because it was such a good game. If you have not played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, you need to. That's my list. My name is Mr. R with Games Little Playground. Hope you guys enjoyed. What are your top 3 Assassin's Creed games? Do you agree with my list? Leave your comments below. I always read the comments. So hope you guys have a good one. Be safe. Holidays are coming up. What are you guys going to get for Christmas? I doubt you're going to get a PS5 because they're all sold out. But hey, you never know. And I'll see you guys next time.